talk a bit more about your journey. You were born in Damascus, Syria, and raised in Saudi. What is your current connection with both Syria and Palestine? Because I obviously you were raised in Saudi, you moved when you were quite young, but your parents still might have a very strong cultural connection with them. So how do you view these countries? Do they have do you, are they still of some form of cultural root in your life, or do you have a sense of detachment because you've never stayed there, never really resonated with them?
Um, there's a sense of detachment, obviously, because I just don't live it and don't really know it too much. I've been there a few times to Syria. I've never been to Palestine, and I can't obviously go. But it's a weird like thing, and for a long time we were programmed to believe like not being more westernized is all the positive things, and being more Arab is all the negative things, and it's just it was a mistake on our part, where our parents and our elder generation, especially people who, I mean, most of us were financially struggling, and your parents don't really have time to really instill that too much pride into you. It's a lot of like, let's get out there and make something out of our lives, you know. So we didn't really have that cultural reinforcement, I would call it. So I missed a lot out a lot on that. I did not appreciate my culture a lot growing up, but I feel a huge sense of connection to my culture. And growing up, I started learning so much about our music, our poetry, our art, our heritage, our architecture, our medicine, our books, like all these things that is unbelievable to me, because again, we weren't taught these things in the books. We were taught about Christopher Columbus, but what about, Al Khawarizmi? So it was a sad moment figuring out all these things, learning about whether it's Muslim history or any other religion in our region, whether it's Asia or Middle East. So growing up now, I'm starting to connect a lot more, but it's sad because I just feel like even the culture itself has just been translated into food, and like just very superficial things nowadays. So it's it's uh, it's a renaissance of artists that are bringing that back, that's starting to ignite my like interest in it. Before, it was all older generations speaking to us about our culture, and nowadays I just see a lot of people that I can relate to, 28, 30, whatever years old, talking to us in our new younger language about our heritage and culture. So it's getting to a point where I think people of my generation are understanding where they came from, and we're establishing more and more roots. So for me, even I'm starting to include my culture more in my music. So looking into my next piece of music, I'm definitely gonna have Arab samples. They can sue me, they can do whatever they have to do, and we'll talk about it then. But I need to put some of my Arab culture into my music. In terms of Saudi Arabia, Saudi was, I think, more of an influence to me growing up than any other place. It was, I mean, I know Dubai is a melting pot, but Saudi is, I think, more so, even because I don't know. I feel like there's a wider variety of not just cultures but classes that you get to come across. You get to see everything from like from the dirt all the way to very comfortable or very legacy driven families. You get to meet everybody. So Saudi put a print on who I am, and I love it, man. I just feel like it gave me the space where it was such a calm place to live in, to focus on things that I loved, i.e., basketball or music. So Saudi would be a huge like stepping stone for me coming out of the Middle East, basically.
A lot of interesting things to explore there.
Yeah.
When you were talking about Syria, I just remembered Shivani, who I had on the show. She's from Iraq,
Mm-hmm.
and she had mentioned this very powerful line when she said that Iraq is the home that I miss, but I don't know what I miss. And I could also resonate with her because I've also grown up in the Middle East, but I'm originally from India, but I've never stayed there. And I have this certain disconnect with the culture. Obviously, I have the benefit of being able to go back whenever I
Mm.
can. Both you and Shiva, you don't even have that option. So I can resonate to an extent, but it's a very powerful statement. It's a kind of feeling that's not spoken about much these days, but now with the new generation, they are speaking out about it because we are children of immigrants.
It's a very deep statement. Like even that itself is like you not even being able to know your own culture where you come from, like having that one tree that you said, like that's where my parents used to rest up after they get you know what I mean? We don't have that. So yeah, it's a sad and like melancholy statement to make, even, you know, a home you missed that you don't even know. Yeah. Deep.